Good daylight. We're on day 4 now. 6 more days to go of building some energy and what you're working with. So, yesterday, the energy was on point. Welcome to Be So Light. I'm Priestess Makala, as well as Niana, as well as Felicia. You pick and choose. It still comes back to me. So, one of the things I want to talk to you about today, we're going to jump into what is today's kin. And today we are on the red overtone moon, guided by navigation. And this one is dealing with the heart chakra. Now, there we are, right there. Okay. So, this one, I have a little extra info I'm going to put with this one. And it's off of the galactic computerized one that I have on my computer. So when you pull it up, you have, oh, I don't know what it's doing. Okay, so it's 109, the kin number, and then it's the portal, and it says, I empower in order to purify, commanding law. I am the seal process of universal water with the overtone of radiance. I am guided by the power of navigation. I am galactic activation portal. Enter me. So this is dealing with Mercury. It's also dealing with the root and the experience of the cosmic consciousness must consult with the attitude of compassion and selflessness. Service extended over the entire universe for the liberation and uplifting of all of serene beings, similar beings. I don't know what that is. Seeming beings, sentinel beings. Okay, so that's what that portal entry is. When we bring up, no, 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 no. Satellite, can't touch this for a moment. Come on. Okay, red overtone moon. This is what we're looking at. Okay. Hey, darling. Okay, now pay attention. This is what this is. Recover the power of the moon of the goddess in you. Function is flow. Action is purify. Power is universal water. Okay. I confer the power with the purpose of purifying, commanding flow, seals the process of universal water. This is ruled by Mercury, the root chakra, universal water, purification of the spirit, principles of communication, and expansion of the higher life in cosmic seed of an alert perception to recover ancestral memory. They live for the reason, formulated and transmit the creative impulse. They tend to be dominant by strong feelings and maybe psychic powers. Okay. So this is the aspect of this kin. And then when we talk about the wisdom shadow, you may not be fully recognizing the guidance that your essence gives you. Are you floating in the river of obvious feeling separated from the guide? So pay attention to your intuition, your dream, colors, aromas, music that provoke strong feelings. The simple indication that these give you can lead you into the answers that you are looking for. So, this is that energy today that we're diving into. That is that waking up energy, that energy of flow. The gene key Oh God. Jeez. All right. Because the gene key is number 27, is food of the gods. And that Siddhi is selflessness. The gift is the autism. And then the shadow is selflessness again, selfishness. So selfish, selflessness, and then there's selfishness. So it's all about, I'm only going to read the highlight words. The selflessness then is a stage in our evolution that is in the process of being transcended at the collective level. If it weren't a human, would die out. If it weren't human, it would die out. This one's kind of deep. To give to others simply for the sake of giving activates healthy current deep within your body. As long as there is an ounce of life force within something, the vast love coming through the 27 Siddha can receive it. Okay, and then it goes into the mathematics of love. So this Ken is going to push you to really look at yourself, intuition. Where are you committing the acts of selflessness? Okay. Where do you feel like you're sacrificing yourself, but it's not sacrificing? Does that make any sense? It's more like where are you finding yourself giving of yourself in that balance of receiving, but yet you're doing it without expectations of something that you should receive out of doing it. Okay. That's what that selflessness is, to just do something without an expectations. Like, for instance, when I go to the health food store and I'm in there and I'm like gagging around and chit chatting with everybody, hi, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. Get all my things. I honestly, every time when I go to the door to exit, there's someone that's coming that's a little bit more elderly, moving a little bit more slowly, that's trying to come into the health food store. Now, most people, if you're just someone that's not aware, that's not connected, that's not conscious, you're just going out the door and going about your business. But no, because I am who I am, I literally will wait until the person gets to the sidewalk to come in to the store. Okay, to come into the store. And I hold the door. And it catches them off guard when you do that, when you just stop and just present a selfless act of kindness. Okay. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. I want you to just hold that. Hold that thought. Let me finish this part because this is all going to tie in. When we overdo it, when we give and give and give, and there's nothing exchanged back, you are depleted. Okay, you become depleted. In the essence of when we do selfless act, it's always divinely led. It really is. It's like a divinely timing thing. But when we are talking about the element of water, God, California's gotten drenched with so much water, especially Southern California. Um, Here's the thing with the water. When I use this as an example, the emotions of everybody, what everybody's going through and how they're feeling, the water is enhanced. Okay, it's enhanced, especially in Southern California. On top of that, it's enhanced with mud. Okay. The force of mud rushing through with the water, crashing into people's homes. Now, the mud symbols the earth releasing the emotions. The water is the flow of the emotions. The earth is literally the releasing what was holding all of it and is now just going, getting unstuck. Because a lot of us are stuck in a cycle that keeps repeating itself. And you're probably saying to yourself, how can I get out of this cycle? How can I break this cycle? How can I get out of this? It's just, it keeps rolling through and repeating itself. So here's the medicine. And I'm talking to all sacred divine feminine that will watch this video today. Okay. When it comes to healing, when it comes to releasing things, when it comes to um, breaking the cycle, you have to be willing to go through the pain of breaking it, the emotions of it. You have to be willing to not allow it to take you down to the point to where you can't get back up. Okay? You have to get back up. All women on this planet right now, we do not have the luxury to lay down and to wait for the horse and the night to come and save us. Those days are over. We are now in a place of empowerment. We are now in a place of we go in and we stop the cycles. We stop the patterns. We do the healing on what needs to be healed. Like I said before, and I can't stress it enough, the power in an apology, the power in owning an energy and cutting it and correcting it is so powerful. It not only will heal you, it will heal your children. It will heal your timeline of your generation. This is not the time, not right now, not what's going on energetically right now. This is not the time for secrets. This is not the time for, oh, we'll only talk to so and so about this later. This is not that time. Because of all of those secrets and cycles and staying in it and keeping it going, it has created the energy of an outcome that everybody has to heal from. So, this is for all divine feminine women. If you were molested, raped in any way, shape, or form, verbally abused in your household from your mother or your father, or your grandmother or your grandparents, or your aunts or your uncles, hell, even your sisters and your brothers. Okay? This is all emotional things that have to heal. We have to be willing to navigate through those timelines and be able to release it and do the healing. It is not enough to go take a pill. That pill that you take will help to calm things down. But that pill you take is simply just going like this. We're just going to put this feeling on pause right now. There you go. I learned this medicine from a abuela, from my sister abuela in Puerto Rico. When my spirit papa dropped dead of a heart attack, she's in shock. She's traumatized. She is in emotional trauma. First thing the doctor wants to do is give her antidepressants, give her something to sleep. Okay, that's 2 pills. And something to help her keep going during the day so she can function. Okay, 3 pills if she's going to take all that. She told them no. And the doctor was like, well, you have to take this. She says, no, I need to process this. I need to go through this emotion so I can heal and I don't carry it. Okay. So when we're talking about navigation, and with this being the red overtone moon guided by navigation, this is the heart chakra energy. What is the pain in the heart? This is where we get the broken heart syndrome. You know, a loved one passes away, and then maybe a month or so, the other loved one passes away because they couldn't bear not having their partner. The broken heart syndrome. Or the broken heart syndrome is you never got over a great loss. You never got over it. Everything, and I'm going to say this, everything in this world is not what you think it is. You're not bound or limited to this. It can change at any given time. But, but, you have to be the activator of the change. You don't just take it and just lay down and say, oh, that's it. A lot of us have been there. A lot of us want to just give up and say, I can't go on anymore. If you don't continue on and you don't go on and you don't fight to heal the timeline of your generation, those who came out of that timeline, who were a part of that timeline and has been passed down to others, are going to carry it. And this is why we have generational things that never get healed. This is not the time to quit. This is not the time to lay down and give up. This is not that time. This is the time to navigate through the emotions, roll up your sleeves, and be willing to sit in the wisdom of an elder of an oak tree. I don't know why I'm saying that because I'm just seeing an oak tree. In an oak tree, there's great wisdom in all of its standing. It's a strong ass tree, like those sequoia trees. You just can't come by and just knock those trees down. They will destroy your car if you run into it. All right. But they are rooted in staying anchored as they extend themselves outward, creating shade or taking in light of nourishment. When we talk about generational healing and navigating through that, those of us that know the secrets, that know the abuse, that knows what's been going on, have to be willing to go in there and navigate and go through it. And it starts with forgiving the self. It starts with, yes, talking about it, not reliving it in in a point to where you keep reliving it over and over and over, but nothing ever gets healed because you're just reliving it. No, 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 no. It starts with actually forgiveness. And when we talk about that forgiveness, navigating through the emotions of forgiveness, it's all about that place of us where what has been so heavy on our hearts? What was the resentment? What was the grief? What was the sorrow? What was the hate, the anger, the frustration? What was all of that? That's pent up here. This is why some people suffer with arrhythmias, heart problems, asthma, bronchitis type of stuff because it gets all congested in here because you're so busy holding on to it. How is it serving you? Because change cannot come about. Thank you, Spirit. Change cannot come about if you're holding on to it. You're choosing to keep that timeline. You're choosing to keep that vibration. You're choosing to keep that frequency. You're choosing it consciously. You are. And as hard as it may seem and as painful as it may seem, no matter what the trauma is, we still have to be able to get in there and dissect it and move through it. We can choose to let our traumas, all of our hardships, to take over and keep us down. We can choose to do that. It's free will. Or you can say, okay, today, this is what I'm feeling. I am feeling this. I'm feeling this today. I am feeling like I don't want to be here. Like, blah, 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 blah. Whatever that emotion is. But here's the medicine. Why are you feeling like that? Why do you feel like that? Where did you feel like you should keep holding on to the shame, the guilt, the fear, the anger, the resentment, the grief, instead of just releasing it and literally letting it go? I just wrote out something so powerful last night about my future place that I'm putting together. So when people come in and they see me, they come for 3 days and we go through some hardcore medicine. Yes, I'm very good at that. I'm very good at getting you to look at your stuff. I'm very good at taking you on pathways and having you walk and do medicine with me as we walk. In 3 days, 3 days with me, change your life. I got the people that knows what I done and how it changed them. I had one lady that was stage 4 cancer, psychologist, came and saw me. And this is back when I was in Folsom. Had my place, had it all set up. It was everything that I really wanted it to be, but there was little catches. You know how you have some people that got to have manipulation control over what you do, and it never really 100% feels like yours because there's little catches in the whole setup. But you do it because This is what you want to do. You're navigating through it to do it. I just didn't care. I'm like, let me just be of service. I'll figure it out as I go along. From here, I'll move into the house and have the whole place set up the way I really want to have it, without any catches, without anybody I have to be feeling like um, be owing to, or like I have to owe them something. You know, the guilting of that all the time. Um, this individual came. She came the first time, and she was still holding on to stuff. She went back to the doctor after her 3 days. She had 3 to 4 weeks of medicine in between that to integrate it. And she came and booked again. And I said, all right, this is your last time. I don't do this back and forth stuff. And she kind of looked at me. She goes, I think you missed your calling. I said, what do you mean you think I missed my calling? You went in nursing, but you are like a tyrant. I said, because I expect people to do the work. This is not the time you come up here. We're not dancing with cupcakes and having some milk on the side. Come on. This is not cavity time. Don't know where I'm getting that from. This is time to get real. So on this last time that we went out, kid you not, this is what we do. We go out on this trail and we're walking, navigating through the trail. Now, on one side of the trail, there's this beautiful pond. It has all the nice ducks and geese all in there, and they're all in. Birds are all happy and singing, and they're dancing and having a good old time over there. And then on the other side, we have what the hell is this? We got all this like water type of cattails growing and all this mushiness and on that side. But we're navigating through the trail because it all has beauty with everything. So we're walking. And I said, I need you to start just walking and talking. And I just let you talk. And I say the questions, what are you really angry about? She had a lot of anger about her mother and her brother, how they treated her. She still had that. And this is why this cancer wasn't leaving her. She had this one thing she had to just have that leave her. She couldn't get it to leave. And the doctor says, you're clear here, but we still have this one thing right here that's not going anywhere. Okay. And it was here in the breast. All right. Women, when we get anything in the breast area, it's because you give and 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 give. And then when you're emotionally drained out or emotionally unhappy and things you never got off your chest, where do you think all that energy goes? It's just gonna next thing you know, you got something not supposed to be there. These are our beauties. We have to stay nourished here. But what happens, you get that stuff in here and it gets all in there and sits there. Heavy on the heart. So we're walking down this trail, and I'm a hardcore person. I am not Felicia when I'm working with you. I am the priest that's going to take you through your shit. And I'm going to do it with every bit of the medicine around me to do it. And as we're walking, Spirit tells me, there's her stone she needs to get out of the earth. That's what's in her. I said, ooh. I said, okay. So we're walking, and I said, okay, that right there. I want you to look and see which one of these stones you need to pull up, pick up with you. I didn't say which one the spirit told me that she had to pull up. I just said, which one of these stones represent your energy of what you need to deal with? And lo and behold, she picks the one that spirit said that she need to pick. Now here's the illusion to it. She's like, it's this one. Okay, on the surface, it looks like it is just this big, maybe about this big on the surface, about this size. Okay. So she's just thinking, oh, I'm just going to go ahead and get that out. I said, okay, what tools would you like to use to dig that out? And I want you to just think about this. What does this stone represent? Look at it. So she's looking at it. She says, it represents my mom, it represents my brother. She starts to go there. And I said, take a breath. Let's go down there. Let's go into this. She goes into it. And I gave her a stick and I said, do you want a stick to just go ahead and pop that stone right on out? She goes, yeah. So she starts digging. And as she's digging, I said, what are you feeling right now? She's going around that stone and she's just digging around it, digging around it. I go, what are you feeling? She goes, I'm feeling so much pain. And then she starts to cry. And she looks at me. She goes, what the hell are you doing to me? I said, keep digging. We're not done yet. And we're not leaving here until we get to the root of this. I got all day. You going anywhere? Oh, keep digging. So she's digging. She's getting in there. Mud a flaring. People walking by saying, hi, hi. I said, hi, have a good day to you. Have a nice day. Keep going. She's digging. And then I look up. I start feeling energy coming in. I look up. There's 3 vultures, turkey vultures, flying right over our heads. And I said, oh, hello, my loves. We must be getting close to something that needs to be cleansed and removed and purified. She gets there and she's seen the rock. Okay. It's not a little rock. She's digging and she says, so then she puts the stick down and she goes, I'm tired of this. I can't take it anymore. I gotta get rid of this. I mean, she's just yelling. She's getting it out. Now she's going through her rage. Now she's going through her pain. Now she's like, oh, I'm getting rid of it. She's in it. She's in it. I'm holding a space for her. I'm like, yes, let it go. I want you to get in there. Get into that. Get into that. Get in there. And she reaches down. She's pulling with all her might, trying to get this, what we thought was this size rock. She's pulling and pulling. And then I'm like, Spirit, she ain't getting this rock out. How big is this rock? And Spirit tells me, oh, you'll see how big it is. And I'm like, okay. She's pulling it and pulling it and pulling it. And she's going through the motions of the trauma, of how she was treated, what was the energy, the everything that kept coming up. Everything. And then finally she gets to this place and now the turkey vultures are still. And then another one comes. So now I got 4 of them over my head. So she goes down and I literally watched this woman scream out her pain as she reaches into the earth with all her might. And she grabs that stone. And when she pulls it up, I swear to you, it was the size of, I can't even describe it. Let's just say like, I don't have anything here. It was huge. It was like a boulder. It was trickery. It was trickery. It looked like a little stone on top, but as she finished pulling it up, it was elongated underneath the part that you can't see. So when she finally pulls it out, there was this sound released from the earth. And then we saw how big it was. And she falls back on her butt and she's looking at it and she grabs it and she holds it up to her chest. She's like, I'm letting this go. She screams into it. And it's heavy as hell. And I'm looking, damn. And I'm like, Spirit, I didn't see that coming. He goes, yeah, that's good. And as soon as she lets it go, the turkey vultures were around, and their medicine is all about cleaning up stuff. And they swooped the energy and they went, and we just felt this. And I went, I look at her, she's sobbing, tears are coming down her face, and she's holding this big ass rock. She's holding it. I mean, this is like a big, like maybe like a 2-year-old or 3-year-old baby. Okay. And an infant, shouldn't say baby, infant. And she's sitting there with it, and she's got the dirt on her and she's holding it. She goes, I felt something just release in my chest I've never felt before. I said, how's your breathing? She goes, oh my God, something's changed. I said, we ain't coming out here to play tic-tac-toe. Hell yeah, something's gonna change. And so she gets up and I said, now you gotta clean up and release all the rest of it. So she gets her shirt, she gets it, and I said, I can't help you carry that. Okay. This is what you've been carrying this whole freaking time. That's that stuff. That's what that represents. She gets it. She walks. And I said, come on. Now you really gonna do your own form of Trail of Tears right here. Because you gotta grieve this out even more. And she's walking. I'm walking on ahead. I said, come on. This is how long you carry this. This is why you have this. This is why you have this. Unresolved issues. This is why it's here. And then I take her and I stop in the middle of the road and I said, now, you have to get rid of that now. Which side are you going to throw it on? You want to throw it on this side over here where the geese and everything are and then in this water? Or do you want to throw it over here? And where do you want to toss it at? So she walks and she found a spot. It was all muddy and icky. And she says, you know, I really need to take this and get rid of it. And I needed to represent all the stuff I was carrying. It wasn't all pretty and nice. It was all this. I said, yeah. And what she did, she took that stone and she lifted it up over her head with all of her strength. She says, I am choosing to let this go and forgive myself for holding on to it and forgive the energy of everything that has caused me to have this illness. Woo! And there was this huge blah. And I said, bravo. And then she turns around and looks at me, tears in her eyes. And she says, thank you. I said, for what? I'm here to help you do what you got to do. She says, I wouldn't have been able to do this. And she kind of chuckles and said, they don't have this section in our psychology books. Priestess 101. I said, no, I'm the special edition. So she gets the light in her face and we complete the rest of the medicine the next following day. We close out the ceremony. She goes back. She integrates that medicine for 2 weeks. She goes back in and goes sees the doctor. Tumor's gone. Cancer's gone. She calls me up crying, saying, "Yeah, I'm clear. I'm in remission. Oh my God. Nothing. Even chemotherapy wasn't getting it to go anywhere." I said, she goes, "I felt it when I did that rock. I felt it when I let it go." I said, exactly. That's what it is. And that's what it takes for all of us when we go through something trauma, when we go through something and we're dealing with that, the dark night of the soul, and we got to navigate through that. What's heavy on the heart? This is heart stuff. This is stuff where we sit back and we say, "Oh, this is heavy on me." We watch the grandmothers in our family, they hold all them secrets. And we be wondering why when they die either in their sleep or some just die fast because they hold all that. And then what happens, those of us that are women in those family bloodlines, we do the same thing. Because that's what was given to you in your cells. Until somebody says, "No, it stops with me. I'm breaking this, I'm clearing this." You just have to be willing enough to look at it and to say, "I'm calling in divine healing for this, and I am choosing to let go of it." Because as long as you're doing the dance with it and holding and keeping it, you keep it alive and you keep giving it the energy. That's the truth of that, 100%. So when we choose to release it and let go, we open up the space, allowing divine energy of healing of all there is of infinite love to come in and fill that up. And then you've done healing for yourself, your children, your ancestry line, generational line. All of that gets healed. And women, even if you haven't had a child naturally or what or how, if you have children, your children are always connected to your belly button. So when you are working on a lot of emotional healing things, you want to nourish that belly button and that heart. Because this is how you always know when something was wrong with your child. They're always connected here in that womb space. You'll always have that part of that DNA of what has grown in your womb space. Even if part of that womb was taken out, you still have the spirit, energy, DNA of that in you. The spirit of that organ, okay, in you. So nourish and navigate through the solar plexus and the heart. And just by holding here and just being in that space and saying, "Forgive me," whatever it is, whatever happened, pull up each child and say, "Please forgive me. Forgive me for what?" Fill in the blanks. There are so many people out here walking around with that hurt. And just someone taking the time in a sacred space or in front of them on the phone, whatever, to make that connection spiritually or physically, just to say, "Forgive me." But before you can utter those words to them, forgive yourself for holding on to that. This is how we're going to navigate through the heart today. What's going to come up for you today? What is that part? This is what the medicine is. When we talk about working with these kids and going through this energy for 10 days, what's going to come up? What are you clearing away so you can create what you're looking for and really step into it more? Does that make sense? Can I come to the UK? I know. I need you to cry that out. That's a purification within itself. That's water. This is representation of water. You have to. So, pens and papers. Sorry about, I had to tell you that. Spirit had me go there for a reason. Okay, pens and papers. These are your questions. I've got numbers for this. We got the dream, and then we're still going to do the guided light. So, unshakable words are here. And the question today, let's see how this is going to pan out. Okay, first one, numbers. Oh, something just fell right out. Gotta keep it, fell out. I like it when they just jump out of your hand. Yeah, what's the dream now? Okay. And the guidance. I remember the day I got these. It's been Shasta. And I was looking and I was like, I don't know if I want to get those. I put them back on the shelf and they fell off the shelf and hit me on my toe. And I said, okay, now, okay. My friend Jim looks at it. I think those want to go with you. Yeah, I guess so. All right, here we go. Number 42 is the number. Oneness is the way. How can you show more compassion and acceptance towards those you don't understand? Oneness is the way. How can you show more compassion and acceptance towards those you don't understand? Sometimes we don't understand people that make the choices that they do and the things that they do. How can you show that? The card that fell out was manifestation. What is going to be manifested? And it's an 8. Okay, we got that 6 and 8 energy. What is the dream energy? Woodwives, adaptabilities, number 64. The woodwives. What are the trees expressing? Adaptability. How are we adapting? Do we want to adapt to certain things that are not serving us? Ooh, here we go. Last card. Are we ready for this? Freedom of choice. Number 2, your choices are yours to make. Don't allow others to make your choices for you. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. So, in this navigation, we're looking at the energy. The 2 is all about relationship. The 64 comes to a 1. It's about the new beginnings. The 8 is holding the abundance as well as what is being manifested. And the six is all about the balance. And it's also dealing with the homes of yourself and your home. So the oneness in is the way. How can you have that compassion? And it's not even just for someone else, it's about having compassion for yourself. Do you need to constantly beat yourself up? Judge yourself? Be hard on yourself? Talk down to yourself? Do you need to keep doing that? Are you ready to let that go? So I invite you, all of you that watch this today, if you're in a place where you have to navigate into the heart space, you have to navigate through your emotions of something that's just on you, you haven't let go. I want you to think back about the client that I had to thought she was only going to pull up a little bitty rock, and it was a huge, mind blowing size of a boulder she had to pick up. What is the boulder that you're holding? What is it? Is it time for you to let it go? Is it time for you to release it? Or are you still feeling like you need to keep guilting and shaming yourself? How about this? I say, why don't you just release it and step into a newness within the self? What would that feel like if you didn't have to carry that no more? That energy. What would your day feel like? What energy would you be tapped into that would nourish you and replenish you and charge you up? Because it takes a lot of energy to keep holding on to the secrets, the shame, the guilt, the downward emotional energy, than if you could just let it go. And that's what today everyone needs to just navigate through your emotions. It's okay to cry. It's okay to yell. Hell, I'm happy for the lady who couldn't take the sounds of whatever was going on and she yelled, "Shut the fuck up!" Women are not gonna hold back anymore. She had to voice that. I'd rather see you cry, scream it out, dig it out, throw rocks in the water, keep going, than to have you hold on to it. And then it creates a dis-ease in your body. Take it from someone who knows. Been there twice. Would do, would do. And I'm living proof, standing here before you, that if I can move through the dark night of the soul of what I went through, you can do it too. But it starts with forgiving yourself. It starts with loving yourself enough to release what no longer serves you. That's it in a nutshell. And if you can just take baby steps to that, you're moving in the right direction of healing yourself. Because when we talk about healing, it simply means this: what is out of balance that does not bring in joy and love and the feeling of laughter? What is creating deep sorrow and resentment and pain and grief? That's what needs to be healed. So, families, stop with the secrets. Stop choosing to tell this one, but don't tell this one about it. Stop that nonsense because sooner or later it's all going to come out. And then you got one hell of a mess on your shoulders and one hell of a mess in the household and one hell of a mess that's because, stop. This is why hurt people hurt other people because someone didn't come along and stop it and someone didn't apologize. There's power in all that. There's medicine. Somebody is just waiting for their right dose of divine medicine. All right? So navigate today. Take those medicine baths. Look in the mirror. Look at yourself and say, I forgive myself. And say, I love myself. Yeah, I know that's going to be hard. Yeah, but you're going to do it anyway. Do it. All right? All right, lovelies, be good to yourself. Much love to all of you. Thank you for joining me here on Be So Light. What a powerful message today. I hope all of you feel that. And I'll see you tomorrow. Be so light.